Welcome to another video. As you can see, we're in the workshop. So poked in here very briefly in the last episode, but this is the new workshop. So all the small parts, tools, obviously the drill's just there from fixing the hacksaw on it, but the toolbox, cleaning, lubing, backup spares and things. This is where all the demo bikes are going to get built up. It's where we'll do some videos and stuff a little bit later on. We'll probably do one on a bit more detail on the Layhams disc, a little bit of a sit down first, tell you about a few things, and then go over that Layhams disc. So yeah, back to the office. Right then, here we are. Before we go into an update about what we've been up to this week, just wanted a little apology for last week's sound issues. There was something going on with the microphone and the light and the disk drive and buzzing and things. So lesson learnt, move those things away, and yeah, editing software, every day's a school day and all that. Yeah, hopefully this week's doesn't include all the buzzing. As of those of you who've watched last week's video will know, we moved into a new office. This is still a little bit chaotic, but we'll get there. We'll get there over time. Concentrating on some other stuff. We've been doing a fair bit of building work this week. Got the coffee machine fully plumbed in. So I'll just, coffee machine's fully plumbed in. All the water into the coffee machine. Kitchen getting there. Old carpet. Got built a little bit of a wall. This is where the bikes are going to hang. Yeah, it's where I have all the bikes. The walls have been plastered and painted now. Down that end, obviously a bit dark at the moment. The electrician's still got to finish some of that work. So the other guys in the office should be in. The other guys in the office should be in next week, I think. So that'd be good to have those guys in. As I was saying earlier, I think we haven't had a chance to build the Layhams disc up yet. Yeah, we've got everything for it, but this week has been very busy, obviously, with the building work and getting the workshop set up and getting some sort of down here that you can't see desk issues that needed to be sorted out. So we've been doing that. I wanted to show you guys a little bit more in a bit more detail some of the stuff on the Layhams. It'll be easier in there. So why don't we? So yeah, as I was saying, haven't had a chance to build this up yet, but I just wanted to show a little bit more about the Layhams. So why don't we go through some of the details on this frame. Now, we've used the same tube set as the Layhams, kind of proven to ourselves that we like the ride characteristics on that, so there wasn't anything that needed changing. So we've gone with the same tapered head tube, 1.125" to 1.5 lower race, and unlike the aluminium frames, we've gone with an external headset. An aluminium tube head tube is a lot thicker than a stainless steel head tube, so if you ended up riding with the headset just a tiny bit loose, there is a danger that you can flare the head tube using an integrated headset with a steel frame. So we wanted to kind of protect against that, and so we've gone with a traditional pressed in cup external headset. It continues kind of the classic lines of the Layhams, and also added benefit that Rory always wanted a frame that allowed him to fit a Chris King headset. So that's killed two birds with one stone, which is great. So and then going back from the head tube, we've got flattened oval top tube, so it's wider than it is tall. You get a little bit more flex in the vertical plane, which adds a little bit of comfort, and the width gives you a little bit more stiffness to keep. Yeah, it keeps the steering accuracy that gives the frame the characteristics we like. Oversized down tube from round at the head tube down to wide, flat oval at the bottom bracket for a bit more stiffness there. Plain round seat tube all the way up, 27.2 seat post. The seat stays are round and straight in profile, but they do taper down towards the dropouts. Seat stays have got a lot more shape to them, curving around tyre to give it a little bit more clearance, bending in a little bit to give you heel clearance, and then kicking out again as you go wider to the dropouts. The disc routing is external front to rear, along the inside of the chainstay, under the bottom bracket and up the down tube. Flat mounts, CNC machined cutaway stainless steel flat mount disc mounts. And then you go on to the cowl dropouts, 12mm through axle dropouts, 142x12. Slots to guide the wheel in, so it's very easy to get the wheel in the right position. 2 holes, one for mud guards and another for fitting a rack. We haven't gone for a 4-point rack fixing because you need to have thicker walls on the seat stays to do that, which makes for a slightly deader feeling frame. So we've tested it, 3-point tubeless racks, things like that, and know a lot of people that have done some pretty extensive touring with tubeless 3-point racks and never had a problem. Fixings for the mud guards or that rack is bottle cage style fittings, so no pierced tubes. Threaded inserts. Threaded inserts are the same on the chainstay bridge as well, so stops any potential water ingress through that you would get through a standard pierced tube. Bottom bracket is standard British threaded bottom bracket. So as we've said when we launched the Palace R, we've gone back to full standard threaded bottom brackets on all our future models in metals, because their reliability, ease of fitting, ease of home maintenance. Yeah, so return of the thread is set to continue. So that's the makeup of the whole frame, and then from there we go on to that's not everything. We've got full carbon fork, mudguard mounts just like on the rear, 12mm through axle on the front, flat mounts, hose guide, a tubed routing through the fork for the brake hose or brake cable if you're running mechanical, so it's much easier to fit. Clearance for 30mm tyres front and rear. Should be able to get 28s with mud guards on with no problem at all. We have played around with some wider tyres than that, but we're kind of sticking with 30 as our size. If you want to play around with bigger, slightly knobblier tyres than that, you can get away with it in dry conditions, but it's not meant to be a cyclocross bike. It's not meant to be a big monster gravel bike. It's wanted to keep the handling so you can ride it on the road as a road bike as well, to give it a bit more versatility on the road leaning side of things. We've gone through what's underneath, and then we go on to the paint. So much like the Layhams, we've gone for stainless steel raw finish combined with a full paint job, mask painting, exposed Bowman logo popping through there, and we've got some sort of small details popping out from the frame with a shot blast finish. A little bit subtler with some of the work, and that pretty much sums up the frame itself. And then, as I mentioned last week, we're going to be building this one up with some Sram eTap Hydro. Electronic shifting, flat mount, hydraulic brakes. Sram always recommends 160 rotors for road use, so that's what we're going to be on there. Centerline 2-piece rotors, 160 front and rear. Firmware update dongle. Hopefully won't be needing that too often, but it's good to have it. And then rear derailleur. Oh, it's the thing about good packaging. It's all about the unboxing experience, I suppose. We've got short cage rear mech, so that goes up to a 28, I think. Batteries, 2 of those. Good thing about those, if you do manage to run one of them down, you can pull one from the front to the rear and swap them over. And then your type front mech. What we did find is does take a little bit, you've got to be a lot more accurate with setting up of this than say a Shimano mech, but once you have set it up, you do get a completely chain drag free experience. That's all the eTap done. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be built up with some hand-built wheels from Noble, Hope hubs, Noble carbon rims, hand-built by Johnny himself. Probably put a Hope headset on just to give it that sort of finishing touches, and then not 100% certain on the bar and stem at the moment, but we'll build it up with something befitting of a build to show off this stuff. What I think I'm going to do now is get all this ready for build up in the morning. We will make sure that we've got the actual build itself on video when we do that. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. Still got to actually swap the other Sram eTap group set from a prototype frame back into a Palace R so I can start riding that again. As I mentioned in the last video, that's a really quick and simple process. Might well sort of try and time lapse that at some point as well, because that's really interesting. If you've got 2 bikes, like if one works down there and one works down there, it's an hour's work to completely strip down and rebuild. Yeah, that's going to be quite fun. yeah, we're gonna leave that one there for now. Yeah, in the next episode there's gonna be a lot more work in the workshop here. So yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you do want to see some, make sure you're up to date on all these things. If you do like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. It doesn't just help us, it helps other people find the videos as well, so they can find out about what we're up to here at Bowman. So until next time, thanks for watching. See you then. Cheers.